Alright guys, this episode isn't really going to be counted as a bonus video, but there's a reason why I wanted to come back to this game anyway. So my boys, welcome to episode number 6 of Season 9. I bet you did not expect that I was going to come back for another episode of this game, eh? Well, there's a reason why I have returned. However, before you start thinking that I'm going to go meet the last difficulty of the ultimate choice, I'm actually not quite ready for that difficulty just yet. And there is actually a reason for that, considering that I'm not really prepared for the bosses in this mode. But that's not actually the real point. Now, the main reason why I have returned is just because I wanted to mention about some interesting secrets in the game, as well as some other details that I think you may have missed within the game itself. Now, to start off with, this episode is going to be combined with 3 different things that I'm going to mention in this episode, okay? This includes the hidden murals that I had not mentioned yet in the game already, which includes the 6 dream characters that I had not mentioned about yet, of course. The Bashyam Age gameplay, which I am going to mention about them in this video too, though I'm not going to really talk that much. And lastly, the fact that I'm also going to mention about an interesting secret in World 3 that I think you guys may have missed. And I thought this was a pretty good reference, so yeah. So, without further ado, let's get this episode started and get off in story mode. Alright, so these first 2 hidden murals are found in World 1-6 Extra Eclair. Now, I have mentioned about one of them already during one of my gameplays in Guest Star Heroes, but there is another one that I have not mentioned yet, which is why it's going to be discussed in this episode, of course. Now, the first mural I think you should all be familiar with is this one of ribbon in the far left. That's strange. Why is it not being shown? Oh, you know what? I see. I think it's actually mentioned much further. I think it's mentioned over here, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just make sure I'm not tripping. How is Kirby able to avoid that, bruh? And apparently I am tripping! It was mentioned at the very beginning of the level and I missed it! Okay, that's not that big of a deal, I can deal with it. But luckily this is a bonus episode, so I can die as much as I want. Yeah, it's mentioned over here if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there it is! There's the ribbon mural. However, that is only just one of the hidden murals. The other one that was also a hidden one is the next one when you meet up with Bonkers and Vividria. So this is why I'm going to mention it in this episode too. Now, before you face against Bonkers and Vividria here, if you jump all the way up here, you'll find this hidden mural of Adeline. So yeah, that's the thing I want to mention. And if you'll excuse me, I have some mini-bosses to fight. So, Bonkers. Get out of here. Let's do it. Dang it. And... oh, dang it. Alright, I'll do this. Bam! Got her! Alright. Now, if you'll excuse me, I will cut so I can showcase the next one. Give me a second, please. Alright, this next hidden mural I'm going to show you was definitely mentioned in one of my guest star heroes videos, but I figured I wanted to show it off anyways in case you guys have missed it. Now, in case you don't know, you have to hit these switches in order to make it appear, and if you hit the second one and go down... Oh, no. I'm kidding with myself. What am I doing? You're actually supposed to hit all three of them, and because of this, you'll find this image of Dark Meta Knight and Shadow Kirby over here. Which is kind of interesting, but I think we can get something that's a bit better than this. Now, in case you're wondering what I mean by that, at the end of the video, we'll see someone very special that made it into the game, but it can wait off until then. Now, if you'll excuse me again, I'm going to now head over to one last stage to showcase the last hidden murals in this mode. Well, in story mode for version 3.0 anyways. Version 4.0 is also going to be mentioned here as well, but that can hold off until I mention the last two. Now, if you'll excuse me, give me a second. The last couple of hidden murals in the version 3.0 update are the Squeak Squad ones. They can only be found in World 4-1, so that's why I'm showcasing them right now. Just because of the fact that, you know what I'm saying, so... The first one being the Squeak Squads can be found right over there, but you couldn't see the full image. So let me get rid of this key, let me get this key and show you the actual full deal in its general glory. Here it is, the Squeak Squad. Now, the last one I believe is with the Roach, but that's not found until later on in the level. So, yeah, I figured it would be a good thing to mention about that first before it gets to the later deal. So, yeah, you kind of get the basic agenda. I think it's gonna keep on chasing me until it explodes. Jeez, excuse me! Jeez! Apparently it destroyed his shield. I don't know how, but it did. I will take it. Go ahead and get this key. Okay, nothing too big over here. Although I am going to find that last hidden mural. What was that, Kirby? Please do not get rid of that enemy. I don't know what were you thinking. Okay. Got something at least. Okay, let me showcase that last hidden thing before I start killing myself right now. And also destroying the worst enemy in my life, too. Okay, I can now finally show you that last one, which is located all the way over here. I think it's located somewhere around the wall, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, that's not where it is. Something is telling me that I actually need the fire ability to see it. Sure enough! You gotta come through, Knuckle Joe. Yep, I knew it. It had to be located somewhere over here. That's not necessarily that important considering that, Where the heck is this? Oh, there it is! So yeah, there's the Deroge mural. Now that I've shown you all the DLC 3 murals, let's move on to all the DLC 4 murals. If you'll excuse me, let me cut, then I'll come back. Now for the 4.0 murals. The first one is with Taranza, which can be found in Grot Moon. So let's see if we can find it. I think this is where it's located. Oh, never mind! I found it anyway. It's actually located right here. Well, doesn't this look like the most beautiful one you've ever seen? Well, now that we found Taranza's mural, just 2 more to go. Give me a second, please. This next hidden mural can be found in Echo's Edge, so let's go see if we can find it, shall we? Of course, we're gonna let them take care of the work. So there doesn't seem to be anything over there. Or, unless... Okay, nothing over there. Or you know what? Unless. Ah! Susie's mural was hidden right there. Well, there's only one more left to look for. Let's see where this last one is located. Before I discuss about this last mural, it can only be found in story mode, okay? The map of the mural, however, can only be found in Heroes of Another Dimension, so it's the only exclusive mural to not be found in story mode. This one, however, can only be found in story mode and not in Heroes of Another Dimension at all. So, it's this hidden Bashyam mural. And if you don't know where it is, I'll show you where it is right now. If I can fucking somehow find it. Apparently changed it to come out. There it is. There's the Bashyam mural that I was talking about. Now, since we have covered every single mural in this game, let's talk about my next topic that I'm going to be discussing about. The Bashyam mages. So, let me cut this and showcase the Bashyam mages right now. Alright, so these next couple of things that I'm going to discuss right now are with the Bashyam mages. Now, the footage that you're looking at right now is me facing against each of the Bashyam mages with a specific Bashyam mage dream friend with me, but there isn't going to be any talking within each of the clips that you're going to see, just because if I did, this would have been even tougher for me to make this clear. So, I'm using a voiceover instead to make this a bit easier and clearer for you to see this footage. So, what I haven't mentioned about yet is that each of the Bashyam mages in the game have their own unique specific attacks, regardless of which Bashyam mage you choose throughout the entire battle against every single boss, basically. Because of this, I figured it would be a good thing to showcase each and every single Bashyam each respectively, and showcase each of their moves, just because, why not, you know? So first up here, as you can see in this first footage, we have Flameburge against Francisca. So, most of her attacks are the same as before, but they also have a very broken move that allows them to kill bosses with insane amounts of damage, of which you're going to see in this footage, as well as the other two videos as well. I hope you enjoyed the footage of me going through each of these battles with, of course, the Bashyam mages. So I'll go ahead and let you look at the footage. Okay, so this next footage we got here is of Zamp Artisan against Flameburge. Now, again, the same case as with before, but I decided to use a different color swap palette for some of the characters. So just keep in mind that all this footage that you're seeing here is of different Bashyam mages with different colors, since I got them twice during each of my playthroughs, and, you know, just all that jazz. Now, most of Zamp Artisan's moves stay the same, just like in our battles. But again, like before, she does have the same broken move as with the last one. So I think you kind of see how all of this connects with each other. Now, the one thing I might want to note is that she is the fastest character in the game, because if you run with her, she really does go a lot faster than the other characters in the game. So, in case you want to see speed, she is the type of girl to look at, of course. Now, in any case, I'll go ahead and let you take a look at the footage.
Last up on my list is Francisca against Zamp Artisan. Now, one last thing that I do want to note, and this kind of actually disappointed me the first time I actually fought against the Bashyam mages with them. They said they don't actually have extra dialogue that shows them getting shocked when they see another Bashyam mage, you know, on Kirby's team. Basically, they just treat it as if they did not have them onto their crew, just like they would normally back in Season 3. So, unfortunately, no matter which Bashyam mage you have, the cutscenes still play out the same way as before, which, in my view, kinda sucks. They could have done even more with them, but that just did not seem to be the case, unfortunately. Now, anyway, most of Francisca's moves stay the same as with before, so I think you kind of get the main agenda with that. So, yeah. Again, she also has that broken move as with the last two, so I think you kind of see how that connects with each other. In any case, I'll let you take a look at the footage, and then we'll look at the last sequence.
Alright, so if you're wondering what I'm doing here with Mr. Dark Meta Knight over here, I'm actually waiting for one last little Easter egg that occurs occasionally. And because of this is why I brought Dark Meta Knight in here, just because I want to make this as a reference to, of course, Amazing Mirror. Just because occasionally, from time to time in World 3, there can be a chance that you can meet Shadow Kirby. But it only happens occasionally and doesn't happen all the time, so yeah. There can be a very rare chance you might encounter him, so this is why I decided to bring in Dark Meta Knight. Only question is he going to appear though? We'll see. Okay, my boys, after a couple of wasted attempts, I finally got Shadow Kirby to appear. Because like I told you, he appears occasionally, so it's not like he's going to appear right away. But as you just saw, there's Shadow Kirby. But like I said, he appears occasionally, so it's not like he's going to appear right away. It's very specific. But there you go, there's Shadow Kirby for you. So in any case, I'll go ahead and cut this so I can resume back to the actual film. So, if you don't mind, give me a second and I'll go through as normal. Alright guys, that's everything I have to need to show in this video. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, but don't expect this to be the last episode of Kirby Star Allies, okay? I am going to come back for one more episode of Season 9, and then the next new season is going to be... That literally reminded me of Trouble Dogs. That could kill my concentration. But anyway, the next time I come back into this game in 2019, that's when I'm going to begin a brand new season. But until then, I think this may be a good start for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be glad to see you guys next time when I come back for the next episode, of course. So don't expect this to be the last time that you'll see Kirby Star Allies, as I mentioned before. Regardless, I'll see you guys next time when I come back for the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I liked creating it. So, of course, until next time, I'll see you guys later. Until next time.